From Fury's insane demands to Usyk claiming it's not about the money, each fighter's camp is making things quite interesting to say the least. Despite that, fans are getting closer to witnessing an absolute mega fight. And that's only possible when contract negotiations between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk go smoothly. As reported, the bout will take place on April 29th at Wembley Stadium. Fury's even begun a social media blackout, which seems to be customary for his pre-fight preparation. It may also be about time.
If Oleksandr is to get in his face this week that he will slap him, that's what he said. What's his reaction to that?
Alex was warming up his chin throughout all this night, getting prepared for walking with Tyson Fury for a face-off.
As the Gypsy King's posts about the fight have confused fans. First, Fury insisted on a 70-30 split of the fight purse. Originally it was 60-40, which Usyk had no problem with. But then Fury mentioned a rematch clause, killing that idea. So Usyk argued that Fury's team, not his, discussed a rematch. And then Fury started hurling insults at Usyk, who refused to surrender to Fury's mind games as he wished. After fighting against Russian aggression in Ukraine, Usyk, the WBA, IBF, WBO, IBO, and the ring heavyweight champion, returned to action in August 2022. In a rematch, he defeated Anthony Joshua by a split decision, and his opponent Fury announced his retirement after defeating Dillian Whyte in April 2022. Then, after only a few months, the WBC heavyweight champion teased multiple return fights. So he pulled an Uno reverse on his retirement and faced Derek Chisora in December, beating him for the third time in a panned fight. Now, the thing is, I kind of get it.
To all people, militaries who are defending the country, thank you very, very much.
Do you mind if I ask you about the 12 rounds that we've just witnessed? A very good fight to watch.
Fury's position gives him the right to have the upper hand in negotiations. The perks of being Tyson Fury, am I right? But it's not out of the world to have negotiations that turn out to be time-consuming and messy with all the rematch clauses or the legal parts of the fight. Take Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia as an example. But in this whole Usyk versus Fury tea-spillage, I have another piece of news that's piping hot. The Ukrainian fighter's manager called Fury a scaredy cat. Well, technically he didn't call him a scaredy cat, but he did say that he's scared of facing Usyk. Talks between him and Oleksandr Usyk about a fight for the undisputed heavyweight title continue, but the saga recently took another turn, with Fury insisting Usyk either take 30 or there will be no bout in Wembley Stadium. Rematch clauses are a common feature of high-profile fight negotiations.
It all depends upon Tyson Fury. If he is ready to train, if he is ready to take the fight, so I need this fight. Ask him whether he needs it.
I don't want to keep you too long, Oleksandr, but what is your message to Tyson Fury?
Какой месседж?
So, it's not something out of the ordinary that fighters seek an immediate shot if they are unsuccessful the first time. But Fury thinks whatever he'd dish in the name of negotiations, and no matter how insane the demands, Usyk would just nod and accept. This is what happened when he agreed to give Fury a cut of 60 before Gypsy King changed his mind and said, "Nah, I want more." So Alex Krasiuk's convinced that the Gypsy King just isn't in the mood to step into the ring with the Ukrainian. Usyk's promoter called Fury with a greedy belly and thinks he's finding ways to pull out. Fury bluffed, but Usyk was no kid, so he called his bluff. While talking to TalkSport, Krasiuk said that he thinks these tactics and demands are all for nothing. The real reason is that the English boxer is poorly prepared, or maybe he's terrified of facing Usyk, so all he can do is avoid the bout for as long as possible. That's why Usyk's team clearly doesn't trust Fury, since it was claimed that Fury's side was the one to request a rematch clause. But Oleksandr thinks that accepting this wild request of Fury is useless. Why? Because he feels that Tyson's going to continue to look for a way out. Not only that, he even thinks that Fury's credibility has already been shattered to pieces and feels sorry for the fans. It's a shame for a fighter to act like that, and for Usyk's side, it's not about money, but fear. So to sum it up, Usyk's manager believes there will be no fight on the scheduled date since his client's opponent isn't serious. Well, that's something. But what are the stakes when it comes to this bout?
За нею біжить тигр.
The deer is running and the tiger is chasing it.
Для того, щоб їй жити, їй треба втікти від неї.
If it wants to live, it has to run away from the tiger.
Fighting fans have been anticipating the Fury versus Usyk bout after the two sides agreed to terms on one of the biggest heavyweight bouts ever. Everyone was shook when Usyk was okay with Fury's offer of a 70-30 split after several months were taken for negotiations. It appeared that negotiations had been called off, but Usyk agreed to accept only 30% of Fury's multi-million-pound heel bag in exchange for what? A £1 million donation to Usyk's war-torn homeland of Ukraine. But that's not all, because the stakes stakes are high, very high. The winner of this massive fight of the year will be the first to hold all of the belts, with Fury defending his WBC title and Usyk defending his IBF, WBA, and WBO straps. So, in a way, the winner takes it all, right? But apart from the fans, do you know who's desperately waiting for this bout to happen? The Juggernaut Man, aka Joe Joyce. The British professional boxer's biding time for either Usyk or Fury to step into the ring and face him. Joyce feels confident in his abilities and thinks it's a good backup plan. But he does have a certain favorite that he wants to face. The Furious one. It's totally fine if he wants Fury to be the one. He likes the sound of it. But imagine, undefeated, undisputed.
В ринг выхожу освобожденный, свободный. Это как закрыть птицу в маленькой клетке и держать ее какое-то время, а потом выехать в какое-то большое поле.
It kinda does have a nice ring to it. Joyce is arguably the leading contender after the Usyk vs. Fury bout. He previously defeated Daniel Dubois as a professional and Filip Hrgovic as an amateur in the World Series of Boxing. He most recently knocked out Joseph Parker in spectacular fashion. If I wanted to make a statement, that was it, said Joyce on Sky Sports' Toe-to-Toe podcast. Just like the rest of the sporting world, the Brit has also been observing the Fury-Usyk negotiation drama. Joyce thinks there have been a lot of rematch clauses recently, and now it seems they're just dragging it.
So I've been working so hard since January for preparation for this fight. It took me some half a year, and I didn't see my family for so long. I miss my children. I miss watching them playing.
The 37-year-old's glad, and it's reassuring to know that he won't face these clauses and whatnot for his bout. He'd just jump in and fight the mighty victor. The likable Londoner would happily step in to fight, even at short notice, and juggernaut his opponent. While all of this is exciting to hear, there's an important question that needs to be answered. What if Fury vs. Usyk won't ever happen? Then what? Everyone should be free to consider other bouts if the one fans wanted would just disappoint them. And it's good that fans do have options to get a bit excited about in a heavyweight division with a good combo of big names and newbies. I know. It won't be like the amazing fight between Usyk and Fury, but hey, at least it'll be good. If Fury-Usyk falls apart, Dubois' number may be called. While Fury-Usyk may be the most important heavyweight match right now, it is unlikely to be the richest, and both men want large sums for a fight. Usyk's a frequent traveler and would most likely travel to see Dubois. Dubois, like Fury, is based in the United Kingdom. Could a victory over Dubois in Fury's backyard add a few cents to an undisputed showdown? You never know. Dubois would be an underdog, and it wouldn't be a fight that would generate worldwide interest, but it would definitely sell tickets in the right venue if Fury-Usyk doesn't happen next.
Yeah, they are pretty spectacular, but I can't give anything away, so we'll have to wait till Saturday and find out what it's going to be like. But I can guarantee it's going to be a great ring walk.
In April or soon after, the window for the fight might just shut down. This might be the best opportunity to make this fight happen, and right now, all fans can do is wait and see what happens. Well, that's it for the Usyk vs. Fury bout and why Tyson's scared of Oleksandr.